Psalm 55. To the choir master, with stringed instruments, a maskil of David. Give ear to my prayer, O God, and hide not yourself from my plea for mercy. Attend to me and answer me. I am restless in my complaint, and I moan because of the noise of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked. For they drop trouble upon me, and in anger they bear a grudge against me. My heart is in anguish within me. The terrors of death have fallen upon me. Fear and trembling come upon me, and horror overwhelms me. And I say, oh, that I had wings like a dove. I would fly away and be at rest. Yes, I would wander far away. I would lodge in the wilderness, Selah. I would hurry to find a shelter from the raging wind and tempest. Destroy, O Lord, divide their tongues, for I see violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go around it, on its walls, and iniquity and trouble are within it. Ruin is in its midst. Oppression and fraud do not depart from its marketplace. For it is not an enemy who taunts me, then I could bear it. It is not an adversary who deals insolently with me, then I could hide from him. But it is you, a man, my equal, my companion, my familiar friend. We used to take sweet counsel together. Within God's house we walked in the throng. Let death steal over them. Let them go down to Sheol alive. For evil is in their dwelling place and in their heart. But I call to God, and the Lord will save me. Evening and morning, and at noon, I utter my complaint and moan, and he hears my voice. He redeems my soul in safety from the battle that I wage, for many are arrayed against me. God will give ear and humble them, he who is enthroned from of old, Selah, because they do not change and do not fear God. My companion stretched out his hand against his friends. He violated his covenant. His speech was smooth as butter, yet war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. Cast your burden on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never permit the righteous to be moved. But you, O God, will cast them down into the pit of destruction. Men of blood and treachery shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in you. Psalm 55 has a tremendous verse of encouragement to all of us who have a burden upon us, who have strife around us. Cast your burden on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never permit the righteous to be moved. I've been referring a lot to Charles Spurgeon's The Treasury of David. It truly is not all Spurgeon. Spurgeon found what he thought were little gold nuggets, so to speak, of commentaries on the Psalms and compiled them. So he has his own exposition of the text, but then he has other commenters, smattered throughout. And so the treasury is really kind of digging up and finding commentaries. And this is another gold nugget on Psalm 55:22, and it's by Samuel Blackerby in 1674. The challenge with the treasury is to dig through some of the antiquated language. So it's a lot of these and thous. So I'm going to do my best to translate what Samuel Blackerby wrote about verse 22. He said, "The best way to ease yourself is to lay your load upon God. He will take it up and also carry you. There's many a man who would be willing to go by himself if another would but carry his burden for him. But if you throw your burden upon God, he will not only carry your burden, but he'll also carry you. He cares not how much weight a Christian lays on his back. A true Israelite may ease himself and best please his God all at once. God delights not to see tears in your eyes or paleness in your countenance. Your groans and your sighs do not make music in his ears. He would rather that you would free yourself of your burden by casting it on him, that he might rejoice in your joy and your comfort. Now, true confidence in God and resting upon God will both free you of your burden and also bring in the strength of God to sustain and bear you up from falling. Would you not, therefore, own God as your strength and fetch strength from God for your soul? Rest upon God, roll yourself upon him, and that do in times of great weakness, in times of great service, and in times of great trials. I think that's a good word for us today from Mr. Blackerby from 1674. I was thinking of a song that would go well with this psalm, and I was thinking about the redemption that the psalmist writes of in verse 18. He redeems my soul in safety. And the reality is the greatest burden that we can cast upon the Lord is our sin. And he became sin who knew no sin, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. So we sing this song, Redeemed. How I love to proclaim it. Redeemed, how I love to proclaim it. Redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. Redeemed through his infinite mercy. His child and forever I am. Redeemed, redeemed. Redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. Redeemed, redeemed. His child and forever I am. Redeemed and so happy in Jesus. No language my rapture can tell. I know that the light of his presence with me doth continually dwell. Redeemed, redeemed, redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. Redeemed, redeemed, his child and forever I am. I think of my blessed Redeemer. I think of him all the day long. I sing for I cannot be silent. His love is the theme of my song.